Do you need carbohydrates to build muscle? Can you bulk without carbohydrates? A lot of people say you need a ton of calories, a ton of food, and a ton of carbohydrates to build any decent amount of muscle, and that's just wrong, and it's obvious that that's not true. Okay, how is it obvious? Well, let me just say, everybody knows that guy who's very overweight, never worked out in his entire life, and he goes on a diet, okay, calorie reduced diet. That means he's taking in fewer calories than he's burning, so that's why he's losing weight. At the same time, he starts doing resistance training, weightlifting, strength training. And he not only loses fat, but he also builds muscle at the same time and gets a lot stronger. Now, how is that possible? Because the fact is, to build muscle, you need energy, you need calories. That's why people go on these dirty bulking diets where they eat a bunch of carbs and a bunch of food, and they balloon up, but they also build a lot of strength and size and muscle size. Well, obviously, since he's eating less food than he's burning, he has to burn body fat and use that as fuel, and he also has to use that as fuel to build his muscles. Now, what happens if you're not, what happens if you don't have that much body fat? Well, guess what? It's even easier to burn dietary fat. That means the fat that you eat, okay, in your food, than it is to burn body fat for energy. So you could do the exact same thing, you just have to eat enough fat. Now, I know people are going to say, but that guy's just new. I mean, when you start working out, your body is not used to it, and you're going to make all these gains, and you're going to gain all this strength and size, no matter how bad your diet is or how bad your workout is. Well, guess what? If you're not capable of building muscle on a high-fat, low-carb diet, you're also not going to be capable of building muscle no matter how many carbohydrates you eat, okay? The fact of the matter is, a lot of people think, oh, well, I was eating carbs and I gained 10 pounds a month. Well, yeah, and maybe 1 or 2 of those pounds were muscle and the rest was fat, okay? Like, what difference does it make if somebody goes ahead and he builds, let's say, 5 pounds over a few months of pure muscle, stays very lean, maybe even gets leaner on a low-carb, lean bulking diet. Then you get another guy who gains 10 pounds a month, okay? A pound or 2 of muscle and like 6, 7, 8 pounds of fat. And he gets a lot bigger. He gets much bigger results. He just looks bigger, his clothes fit tighter. But guess what? He's a sloppy bag of shit by the end of his bulk, and then he has to go ahead and go through another phase to cut away all the fat. And the problem is, just like most people get fat when they bulk, most people lose muscle when they cut fat, because they do that wrong as well. So what that means is, even if you were to build a little bit more muscular size with carbohydrates, because you probably got fat, you'd have to go ahead and cut down again, in which case you'd lose at least the extra amount of muscle that you built because of the carbohydrates. So let me go ahead and tell you what I did. I went on a low-carb, lean bulking diet for over a year. I had 0 carbs, 0 direct carbs for over a year. As a matter of fact, my cheat days were like Sunday brunch. I'd have bacon and eggs and cheese omelets instead of the normal food that I was eating on my diet. That was my cheat day. It was still keto. So I did that for over a year. I built a ton of muscle. I also built a ton of strength. And at the end of that over a year period, it was like 17 months of nothing but fat and protein, I got a DEXA scan and they told me that I had 10.2% body fat. So if you really believe that it's only possible to build muscle and strength by taking a whole lot of carbohydrates, go ahead and check out my website, anaerobics.com/low-carb cutting and bulking. If you're watching this in Instagram, there's a link in my profile, and if you're watching this in YouTube or in Facebook, the link is right below the video. And you'll not only see pictures of me when I was done with this low-carb lean bulk, but you'll also see videos of some of my lifts, and you'll even see a video of the DEXA scan where the guy tells me that I had 10.2% body fat after having bulked for over a year and a half.